Hey everybody, it's Superior Shelbie here, and I am bringing to you all a really great guest, okay? This is my good friend Zakiyaa.
Hey guys, how are you?
So she is a beautiful owner, okay, of her lashes. She has actually a lot going on with her business, and I'm so excited to bring her to you guys because I want you all to get the feel of, how she's starting her business and how she's leveraging, and hopefully her story can actually motivate you all to keep on going, okay? So how you feeling, girl?
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
I'm good. I feel real good.
Yes, you look good.
Well, thank you.
You look good. Listen, you look
really good. Put some respect on the segment.
Of course. And we got champagne. We got everything. We have your beautiful lashes.
Of course.
So you guys, just to give you a quick little background of how I found this beautiful queen, okay, is I was actually in the mall and I seen her entire, I don't even know if I want to call it a kiosk because it's not really.
It's not a kiosk.
Yeah.
It's so much more than a kiosk.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a pop-up shop. Mm-hmm. And I don't even really like to call it a pop-up, but we pull up and we pop out. So we might be in a mall near you real soon.
Yeah.
But I do this thing where I pull up and I pop out in these malls. We were actually in the mall permanently at one point for about 5 years or so. Yeah. And then we kind of moved around a little bit, got accustomed to, pulling up and popping out. And then COVID happened. And so when COVID happened, we pivoted. And so, what is it? Post-COVID.
Post-pandemic.
We back out here. And so,
I loved it. Well, amazing. I saw her beautiful pop-up shop. I don't want to call it a kiosk and I'll show you guys, exactly because I took a picture of it, a sneak picture. You don't even know I did that. But girl, I was like, this is crazy. This is beautiful. And I finally got the chance to actually meet the owner of that particular pop-up shop or kiosk. And we had a really good conversation and now you're here.
We did. We had an amazing conversation.
Woo.
It was very organic. It was very meant to be. God will definitely place people in your life at the perfect time, and I think it was just definitely meant for us to meet.
Yeah, definitely.
And how we met and how the energy just kind of flowed. Like that's why we're here today. So
exactly. Well, I got some questions for you. Okay.
I think I got some answers.
You got answers. Okay. These questions are really, really, straight to the point, but obviously, we just want to know, right? Okay. So tell me or tell the people, how did you get started in about your product?
Interesting part about it is I'm actually a full beauty specialist. So hair, makeup, skincare, nail care, all of the above. I am specialized. I'm licensed in that.
All beauty.
Everything beauty. But I learned very quickly that I didn't want to be bothered with hair because I got in the beauty industry thinking I was going to do hair, work at some, high-end spa, and that was going to be my life. But that didn't happen that way. I actually moved from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I moved here in 2010. And when I did that, I caught myself stopping at a little nail place, to get my nails done. And I have to say, it was the worst customer service experience I have ever had.
This was here.
This was here in Florida.
Yeah.
It's ghetto.
I'm so sorry about that.
It's so ghetto. I think the worst part for me was witnessing who the customers were. And who the professionals were.
Right.
And the professionals were not professional.
Right.
They just provided a service.
Right.
And so as a customer, I experienced very poor customer service. I looked around. I mean, this line for just lashes was out the door. And I'm not being sarcastic.
At the nail shop?
At the nail shop. Back where I'm from, Cincinnati, when we first got started, before lashes was even this big thing, we did it in the salons. And so it was something that we just did naturally. When you get your hair done, you get your lashes done.
It's a whole combo.
Right. I was already, wearing lashes. I was already hooked on them. And so when I went to get my nails done, I was blown away. Like, why are y'all coming here to get your lashes done? It makes no sense. And then I'm taking a look at the quality of service, right? The quality of service, the customer service experience. The guy, I won't say his ethnicity. I think it's a no-brainer. We all know what it is, right? But he assumed that it was okay to talk to me like slang, ghetto, right? I was one of those. Right. Like, don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Don't don't, you know, be fooled. Just because I'm a black girl, it doesn't mean you can talk to me any kind of way.
Yeah.
And I'm not your homegirl.
Right.
I'm paying for
a service.
A customer service.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm paying for a service. And so when I was sitting there, I was very uncomfortable. I was witnessing all of these girls coming in and leaving. And I'm looking at the service, the quality of service, and it was just bad. And I'm like, y'all paying all of this money to these people who don't even patronize you. Mm-hmm. They don't patronize our neighborhoods, our businesses. No. But we're constantly patronizing these businesses and these people who don't give a damn about us, right? Yeah. And so it was at that moment I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Because I didn't really know what I was going to do when I moved here. I knew it had something to do with the beauty industry. But it was at that moment when I realized, okay, let me open up a lash boutique for us. That's affordable, that's comfortable, it's quality everything, quality service, quality products, the experience. I want to give you everything without charging you an arm and a leg. And so that's what I did, and that's how I got started.
I love that. And to add on to that, you're absolutely right, especially here in Florida. I think it's just all the southern states that we have a mindset on how we spend our money, right? And I always talk, and my subscribers, you guys know how I feel about this, and keeping the dollar within our community.
Right,
but
so important.
Within the Black community, the dollar leaves within 6 hours. Within their community, it stays within 30 days, right? So it's really interesting how we are so quick to spend our money elsewhere and trusting, right, of another ethnicity than our own. And it kind of sucks because sometimes, I mean, when we do pay for certain services like lashes or beauty services, we might not get good customer service from our own people, right? So I totally get it. But you have to just keep going and weed out through the one. And also lack of education, right? Not all of us know how to run a business. So it's a learning experience for the Black community, for sure.
For sure.
So I have more questions for you. But before we start getting the questions, let's pop the champagne. Let's pop the champagne.
One thing about me, I'm going to have a good mimosa.
Yeah. Yes, let's do it.
I'm going to have a good glass of champagne. Like,
yes.
Pour it up. I'm definitely a daytime fun. The sun is out. It's shining bright.
Let's do it.
All white.
Let's do it.
Let's pop this bottle.
Let's pop the bottle.
Let's pop this bottle.
Okay.
Hold on.
1, 2, 3. Woo! Champagne. So we're going to toast, okay, to queens out there in business. If you want to start a business, start that business this year, okay? And if like yesterday. And if you are already in business and you are just in the rut, okay, feeling funky, this is to you. Get up, queen. Let's go. Get out of that depression and keep going, okay? Because this is not the time to give up. Man. Toast to us.
Toast to us.
Because we're doing it and encouraging women.
Listen. Toast to everything that could be, will be, and is.
Exactly. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's good.
That's good. Tell me how long you've been in business, because we know why you started, but how long have you been on this journey?
Man, so I got started when I moved here in 2010.
Okay.
My journey started in 2010. I started off, opened up my first eyelash boutique in the plaza. I had like 2 of those. Moved from one area to the next, of course, and then the opportunity was presented to me through a client actually was like, hey, you should do, this little pop-up thing in the mall. Because she was working in the mall at the time in the management's office, and I wanted to get in the mall. I thought it was a great way to promote my business. Long story short, we did so good that the mall actually asked us to stay. And so when they asked us to stay, they kept asking us to stay, and it kept going and it kept going, and it became like a permanent thing. And so now that's just part of our trademark. That's just what we do.
Right.
Right. Take over malls.
Take over malls. In any city. Any city. Okay.
Any city. We travel. So
that's
how it got started. That's when it got started, 2010. But really big. Make sure you guys are trademarking your brand, your logo, your businesses, because that is your protection. Right. That's the key. Without protection, you have nothing. And so I didn't trademark Flair until 2017.
Okay.
So I started in 2010 altogether. I got in the mall in 2015, but I didn't trademark Flair until 2017.
Okay, and got you. So we're talking over like 15 years, almost.
We're talking
in the
veteran.
Listen, you vetted in, okay? Listen, kind of nobody.
Playing with me.
Exactly. Nobody can play with you for real. So you've definitely experienced pretty much a plethora of things that, yeah, exactly. Especially starting in around those years, that was post, when we had that economic depression, right? So you were able to, keep going and pick up and keep going.
I don't know if I felt it that much. I was thriving. I was good.
I don't think we felt
Listen,
it like
but don't
that.
get it twisted. I felt a depression.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely had a pitfall.
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
I felt hard as hell after,
Getting started.
to be completely transparent, it was right before COVID. And so people didn't know that. And I hid it for a very long time, just out of shame and out of just like embarrassment and just feeling like a failure. Like, you come and you have all this success and you have all this money coming in.
Right.
You have all these people depending on you and these people that are working for you and these people that see you in a certain light and expect you to be there or expect you to just deliver.
Right. And I'm happy that you said that. I really appreciate your transparency there because, I went through something as well. And especially being a YouTuber, they don't know that when we have these faces, these appearances and things like that, and when we do fail, it is embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
So how did you navigate through that and still keep going? Because, most of us, we get depressed and that's it, depression for years.
No, depression almost took me out of here. I was suicidal for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, I was mentally gone for a minute and I couldn't do nothing but cry. Like, I cried for years. I cried for years. I was embarrassed for years. I was ashamed for years. I was tapped out. Like, I was traumatized. Yeah. And the crazy part about it is it wasn't just my business. My business rolled into my personal life. My personal life is my business.
Right.
Being a single mother, being a single wife, if you don't know what that means, that means you're married but you're single. You're handling all of these.
I think they call it estranged.
Estranged?
I think that's what it's called.
Is that what it's called?
I think it's called an estranged marriage.
Listen,
yeah.
When you are a woman who has to balance so many different things and everything depends on you, that L rolled into every aspect of my life. So not only did I lose my business, but I was going through a divorce. I felt like I was failing as a mother. I was failing as a friend. I was failing as a sister. I was failing as a human being.
Yeah.
And for a moment, I wasn't a human being.
Yeah.
I was a robot. You know what I'm saying? And so I was completely disconnected. My identity was tied to what I did instead of who I am at my core. And so when I lost everything at the same damn time, might I add, I was just void.
Yeah.
And I barely survived. And I think the one thing that saved me was journaling. I'm a writer. So I wrote a lot. I cried a lot through that process. Another thing that saved me was even through that pit, I was still able to service the clients that were loyal, that I didn't have to reach out to, that stayed with me through my entire process. They had no idea what was going on with me. But as soon as I lost everything, I literally, people don't know this, like I was literally living in my Mercedes-Benz with my 3 kids and my dog.
Oof. Okay.
And they never knew. But I didn't stop my services. I emailed my clients. You know what I'm saying?
Going.
I went to Walmart. I got like a little electrical cord port. Yeah. And I plugged my wax up.
The inverter. I know about that, girl.
And all my services were mobile from there on out.
Right.
And so when that happened, it proved concept one. The first time, and clients were calling me and they were down for mobile services. They were down for, oh, you can come to me?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right.
And then COVID hit. And then that was another layer of proving concept.
Right. And
so although COVID was hard for everybody, it was hard. It was already hard for me.
Right.
So COVID was actually kind of peaceful. It didn't hit me the same because I was already swimming.
You was already
out of my, you know what I'm saying? I had drowned before COVID. I had failed already before COVID. COVID was like, oh, you coming too?
Yeah.
You joining me?
Yeah.
Cool, bet.
COVID
was peaceful.
Yeah.
COVID allowed me to really just kind of like expand my services, try them out, test them out, improve concept. So COVID was actually a blessing.
A blessing.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because I kind of say that too for myself. And it's very heartfelt in everything that you're saying because I've been through things in my lifetime as well where I didn't have a place to stay. I stayed with friends who weren't, it was just a lot.
How old were you when that happened?
Honey, I am 27 years old today.
Are you 27?
Yes. And I've been a business owner for about 5 years, right? And so even before then, when I started college, when I wanted to try, I went through a lot. But post-COVID, I mean, not post-COVID, but before COVID as well, I was struggling, right?
Yeah.
And as a YouTuber, okay, it was very challenging because I was doing a lot of traveling with my ex at the time, who did a lot of manipulation and sabotaging to me. So now, and so now it's so heartfelt that you say that, because I'm now coming out of that, right? To where, and my subscribers, you guys know, like, if you go to my community post just like a couple months ago, I was about to just quit YouTube, right?
Yeah, I saw that. I was looking at some more of your stuff. I was digging and diving in.
I was going through a mental depression. Yeah.
Okay.
It was serious.
Just going through something like right now.
Yeah, it was very recent. And I wanted to put that out there because I wanted other women and other people, especially Black people in business, to understand that you go through these periods, and it's not a set rule book on how to run a business. Shit happens for real. And I was so depressed. I felt so betrayed. I didn't know what manipulation was.
What actually took place in the situation? You don't have to tell us everything, but just like a brief synopsis, because I honestly would like to know. I know I read some things about, I guess like you guys have to split some royalties or something. Yeah,
it's a lot. We're actually
YouTubing with you? Or?
Yeah, so I can't really speak too much on it because we're actually still going through a legal battle as of right now that a lot of my subscribers, now you guys know. But I had multiple YouTube channels that strive, over 2 million views. You guys, some of you guys come from my other channel. It was a car channel, and we made money. We did really good, but we did not hit that 6-figure consistently, right? And I started getting a ping from God, from the higher power, like, this is not the person that's going to take you to the next level. So I started, in the, I would say, business relationship, right? I started challenging things like, okay, what's going on? What are you doing as my partner? Things like that. And things were not being done, and I was being manipulated. I didn't know what manipulation was, right? So this was my first time ever experiencing this type of spirit, right? This type of character. And I went through that, and it was really challenging for me to unlearn all of the things that he had and the beliefs he put into me, right? So let me tell you,
so much I can relate.
That an extra partner, right, will definitely stop you in your tracks. Or if you find out that person is not the one that's going to take you to the next level, you have to break it down to them and try your best to not allow the breakup to be as nasty as mine was. Mine is still going. He's actually, I believe, has a YouTube video out that was created saying that I'm a scam and all kind of stuff. But my subscribers know, my supporters know that is not me. But the belief that he put in me, it just made it seem like, am I this? You know what I mean? I started questioning myself.
Your own self-value. It makes you wonder, like, listen, like, I know I'm sane as fuck, right?
Yeah, right.
But you making me feel like I'm crazy
this,
as fuck.
I'm all of this,
Stop trying, like, yo, like, I can relate because I don't know if he's narcissistic or if
he's
he has
absolutely traits. I didn't know what that was. I just learned this stuff.
And I think the saddest part about that word is people are using it so loosely that when it's actually a real conversation, a real situation, like, people blow it off and you don't understand how heavy the situation is, or how traumatizing the situation really is unless you actually experience it. And so when you're trying to just share your story like you are today, I'm sharing my story. I understand that. I came from that. I can relate to that shit. Like, it's not a game.
It's not a game.
It will make you question everything about yourself.
Everything about yourself.
It's very important to highlight trauma. Because it's a real thing and it's a real experience. It's a real feeling.
It is.
And you're entitled to express, like, hey, like, I was fucking blindsided.
Yes.
I am a victim. And it is a real thing. And it's not that you asked to be a victim, but people who are narcissistic, they don't know how not to be a narcissist.
I'm learning that. I'm literally learning that.
They don't realize that they have an issue, that they have a mental health problem. And so you can't, like, the logic, it's not going to add up. It's not our logic and what makes sense to us, normality, like in the real world. They're in a whole different world.
A different world.
So
for sure.
Trying to get them to understand, like, where they go wrong or
no accountability.
No accountability.
No accountability.
You might as well just leave.
I learned that. Leave it. Leave the situation.
Leave.
Because listen, if this is your answer right now. If you've been thinking about it, leave right now. Because
manipulation, mind fuckery, mind control. Mind control is the worst form of abuse.
Yes.
To me, mind control, mental abuse is more traumatizing, it's more bruising than physical abuse, because if your mind is not there,
right,
nothing else fucking matters.
Nothing else matters at all.
Your body is going to follow where your mind goes.
Everything.
So if you're mentally unstable, baby girl, you might as well jump off a cliff, because it's so easy to do. Why do you think people commit suicide? Why do you think suicidal rate is so high? Why do you think you have people saying, I'm sorry, this is going to be my last post. I tried my best. I just read that shit yesterday.
I just read it this morning. On
Instagram.
Yeah.
Somebody posting like, I tried everything. Sorry to my children. Sorry to my mother, or whatever. Sorry, I can't do this anymore. That's a real thing.
That's real. It's real. It's not for publicity. It's not a stunt. This is real. Like I said, I just learned what narcissistic people are. And then it really hurt me the most when on the last day of last year, he always sending messages to my MacBook. But I just really wanted to see, like, how did you learn a lesson, right? Yeah. And it was like, hello, that was like, have a nice life. It was just the ending for, I just wanted to end my 2022 with no bad regards with you. Just wanted him to know that there's no beef, there's nothing. But the only conversation that he can ever get to was money. Yeah. And it made me feel that I was his cash cow. Yeah. You never loved me. Yeah. And you never really wanted to really build with me. Yeah. Well, he has moved on, has a whole family on the way and all of this good stuff, so it's like...
I need a lash that says,
what?
You relate?
Can you relate, Lash?
Can I relate? I can relate to that.
Yes.
Whole family on the side?
No, a whole... Now,
cheers.
Listen, now cheers. Starting a new family,
cheers.
so... Cheers to the new family, okay? Whatever. She got that whole situation. Congratulations, okay? To her
Take it off my back.
To them, all right? But not to... Moving on, okay? But at the end of the day, long story short, to all of the women out there that is experiencing this type of spirit or characteristic, definitely get up, pick your bags up, you and your kids, and get up out of there, okay? And move forward and trust in God and put all of your faith in God, because the one thing I can say is it was a challenge for me to trust God.
But you know what though? Like, as bad and as toxic as the situation was, I'm so grateful that I was able to get through it. So I'm as bad as it was, I'm so grateful that I experienced that, because it created a version of me that
it's unstoppable. And that's how I feel.
I appreciate me
more.
So much more.
Oh my gosh.
Because of what I was able to break through.
Yeah.
So I appreciate your crazy ass.
Yeah. Thank you for putting me through that. Thank you, okay?
Thank you.
Because listen, now I know how to be political. Now I know how to be, listen, I got it all up under here.
We're going to do it right, and we're going to do it better next
time. Much better this time for sure. So moving on with the business, okay? So I want to know, because you said pandemic was very good. It was peaceful for you.
It was peaceful.
So obviously, as you know, during the pandemic, for small business owners, we got a lot of funding, right? Ooh. So were you able to take out a loan at some point to help you sustain your business during the pandemic, or, during your hard times?
Yeah, no.
No?
Yeah, no. I know a lot of people was scheming and things, but I'm scared of that. Like, I'm a scared kid. I ain't doing nothing illegal.
Right.
And I know there was funding available for small businesses. A lot of that was taken from big corporate America. And unfortunately, as small business owners who were legitimate did not receive some of those funds, that capital that we really needed to really thrive through that hardship. So if you were able to receive PPP or
shout out to you.
I hope you did the right things with that. And it still wasn't enough though, because you still had people, payroll.
Right.
Businesses weren't even open. A lot of businesses weren't even open. I went back and I looked through a couple of malls and I looked through a couple of places that I used to ride through. Like, people gone.
Yeah, they're gone. Even on the street.
shut
right?
down.
Yeah, they're gone. If you guys don't know this, that's why I don't too much deal with the SBA. Nothing against Small Business Administration, but I just feel though as if the funding that they offer really goes towards those 500,000 annual or more, even though they say they want you to stay below that.
And it's not even just that. So like away from SBA, right?
Right.
When we talk about capital in general, when it comes to grant funding, capital, what I've dealt with was putting all of this effort into asking for money and still being overlooked.
Right.
Like you say, if all of this money is available to us, yet I look at the people who are awarded.
Yeah.
And congratulations. There's no hate. Like everybody deserves what they deserve. Like my time is mine, your time is yours.
Right.
But I do understand how it can be very discouraging to continue moving forward when you get all of these no's all the time and you're putting all this effort in and you're explaining what your business entails. You still have systemic barriers.
Right. Yeah.
In front of those grant
You're absolutely
in front
right.
of those loan opportunities.
Right.
And so you can do all of that, but you're still going to be, faced with some challenges.
Some challenges. That's why I'm so transparent and honest with my subscribers and my clients too. Like I offer the grant writing service, right? But I always
so you
say,
write grants.
yeah. But I always say,
we about to work. No, I'm just
listen. I got 71% success rate. Okay.
Listen, I need a yes.
Yes. Okay.
You're
gonna get a yes over here. All right. Superior.
No, we winning, but damn, we still get hit with a no. Shit, I got hit with a no. Just yes.
Well, we're gonna turn that no around.
And I even appreciate that shit because I work hard.
We're gonna turn that no around, okay? Listen, but when it comes to grants, like free money or any type of lending, you're absolutely right. There are things put in place, algorithms, right? That's put in place. Sure. So once we put in that we say we are a Black business owner, boom, that's a ding right there.
Yeah.
A lot of things feels like they're just data collecting as well. So
yeah, for sure.
Not all grants, right, are good grants to apply for, right? Especially the ones that are like enter a chance to win. Like, put it, we're just going to pick you out. No, I like more of the government grants, more of the local funding grants that we can actually. What do you
feel about like Hello Alice?
Hello Alice is actually pretty good. Now, Hello Alice is actually just a place that harbors grants all across the nation, right? But you still need to directly talk to them, right? To see exactly. And so that's what I do, right? I'm going to hop on the phone and say, hey, what do my clients need to get them approved, right? Or what are you guys really looking for? I'm really nosy because I got to get down to it. Is this really in our favor or not? Right. And so the grants that I bring to you guys on YouTube, they're actually in our favor, but that's why it takes me so long to really do my research because not all of these grant opportunities serve in our favor seriously. And like you said, you'll be applying, and you won't get nothing. You're like, well, dang.
And this is another thing too.
Yeah.
Be careful about submitting grants and submitting all of this information, right? Because
data collecting.
Don't get it twisted. Like you get so excited, you just want to share all this information. Like I have this bright idea. I need funding, and you're so confident that you're gonna get it because your idea is amazing. Yeah, your shit is fire.
Yeah, it's fire.
But guess what? They got the funding.
Yeah.
And they gonna make that shit fire.
Yep.
And guess what's gonna happen? You gonna have to watch that shit manifest in your face, and you don't get no
credit,
fucking profit,
nothing.
You don't get no fucking stock,
nothing.
You don't get no recognition,
none.
You don't even get a thank you, nothing.
You don't get an email response. You don't even get an email correspondence, right? So you're absolutely right.
Careful.
Yeah, be very careful when you guys are not the grants I give you guys. You can apply for them yourself, or you could just have my team do it. But definitely, you're absolutely right. And to add on to like getting business loans and lines of credit, right? Because I help with small businesses get approved funding. But with credit cards, especially with credit cards, okay, it's an algorithm. Computers talk to each other, right? So once you put in your Black business, right, where you are located, right, that zip code matters, and things like that, your type of industry, they've already calculated on about how much they actually want to give you. Now it's about, do we want to give it to you, right? So once we get to the end of the application, if you don't have your foundation set or have some type of internet identity, then you're not going to get approved, right? Because you will have all of these dings. So there's a lot of things. There's like 64 different factors that play into getting approved.
I just looked at something yesterday, and it said something about when you apply for a business credit card, go incognito with the browser, opposed to doing like Chrome or any of these browsers. How does that work?
The reasons for why you want to do incognito or just I would say, even if you don't know what incognito is, right? That's in a different window. If you don't know what that is, take your behind down to like Barnes and Nobles or something. Use their Wi-Fi, right? But but going incognito, ultimately, it just blocks your IP address, I believe, and it doesn't allow, the credit card company or whoever to know where your location is, to know your computer location and things like that. Because things happen when you apply for multiple credit card applications using the same IP address, right?
Okay.
And so they can, like I said, computers talk to each other. The algorithms, they know what's going on. So if you put up 5 applications, right, and you're applying for all of these different credit cards, you might get 1 or 2 approvals, but there's a reason why you didn't get the other 3, right? Because there's too much going on. So you definitely want to go incognito, and then you want to take it from there when you're applying. There's other factors that play into that too to get you approved. We'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about the guarantees. Of course.
I'm tired of getting a no. I get yes sometimes.
Yeah, but
I'll take some.
We're going to get more yeses than no's.
Give me some.
Sure. So moving on, because even with funding, like even going with grants, I always talk about having a business plan, because that actually helps increase your approval odds. 63%. That's my own numbers, you guys. That's not just a nationwide, but amongst the 570 people that I serviced last year in 2022 with grants, that's the rate I got. So with having a business plan, you have one, obviously. Okay. So how important is it to have one, especially starting out?
It's so important. And the funny part is, like, I used to run from that because I'm like, I don't want to do all of this fucking work. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do the hard part. Nobody wants to break down, SWOT analysis and all of this shit.
Yeah, it's okay.
Tell why your business is so much more
I take pride in doing it for you, okay?
Listen, all of this, why is your business much more significant than your competitors? Bitch, because
I'm me.
Right. But that's just not good enough. At the end of the day, you need to have a strategic plan, and your business plan is the roadmap to your success. And even though, like, it's still a hit and miss, you can have a business plan, but you still need to plan on things not going according to plan.
Exactly.
But it is a good navigation.
Right. A good guideline, right?
Use. Right. It's a good guideline to use so that, as you're going on and you're executing through your mission, you can look at your business plan and say, okay, I had this set up for when we hit this timeline, right? So you can look at your timeline. You can see, okay, when I get here, I'm supposed to be executing this, and this. Let me stay on track. It's a good navigational tool to have. And then for like investors, they want to see that. As much as you don't want to put time in, that's a part of it, because they want to see that you actually took the time out to say, like, this is my business. You care enough about your business to make sure that it's organized, that you do have the structures in place so they can trust you. And they're investors. They're into business. They know, like, shit happens. Yep. Just because you have a business plan don't mean everything is going to go accordingly. They plan for shit to be a little haywire from time to time. They know. They've been there. They've done that. That's why they're investors. And they're sitting back and they're collecting their royalties at this point, because they've already been through the process. So they know, they're aware, but they want to make sure that when I invest in you, like, your business is great, but I'm investing in you. Right. Because you took the time out. I can see your passion. I can see your drive. I can see that you're organized. You give a damn enough about this project that I know that if shit goes left, I know you're not going to fold. Right. And you're going to fight for what I'm investing in. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to see that it's worth the investment. Right. Because anything can happen. Right. They know this. Right. Right. So it's very important to have a business plan. So that you just keep it organized. Yeah. You have structure. You gotta have structure. You have to, even if you're a small business. Listen, let me tell you something. Small business is big business. Big business. Okay, don't get it twisted. Just because we got the word small doesn't mean small. I had a small business and I was making big money. Okay, small business equals big business, but small business means put your shit in order. Right. Get your thing. Line it up, make sure it's in order, make sure you have all your intricate details in place, because you need to be ready for when you go viral. And absolutely. I got that little slogan from somebody, a little quote from somebody, but it stuck with me. Can't remember who I got it from. They were just like, make sure you're always prepared for when you go viral. Right. You're ready. Right. And that just means just be ready, stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? When that great opportunity comes your way, you're already prepared. You already set. You're already ready. You know what I'm saying? And that's the purpose of it. And then I always tell people, surround yourself, be the dumbest person in the room. Be the dumbest, be the stupid. Listen.
It's okay to feel that way.
I want to feel like the dumbest person in the room. And I know I'm smart.
You're right. Exactly.
Like I know I'm intelligent. I know what I bring to the table. I know what value I add to the room. But I want to learn from everybody around me. And so if I can't learn from you, I don't want you around me. And you don't have to be smarter than me. Literally, like book sense, right? But show me something new. Expose me to something different. How can I show you something new? How can I expose you to something unfamiliar? And so you always want to make sure, no matter what kind of circle or space you're in, that you're doing that. Like, I'm learning from her right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and just to add to that, you're absolutely right. And you know, down here in Miami, it's not a lot of us to be around, surrounded by. But besides that, we love Miami. You know, we love nothing against
y'all, city girls. We love y'all.
We love. Okay,
y'all be showing flair love. I love y'all.
Yes.
But I ain't gonna lie, y'all be challenging me a little bit.
Yeah, but it's true. But you know what? That is true. I'm so happy that you said that, because it is very important to surround yourself with people that you can learn from, or that can possibly collaborate. Something that I like, this slogan for 2023 is collaborate, not competition, right? That's something new. So which is what we're doing, right?
That's what we do.
I love what we're doing. So let's move on to the next question.
Definitely.
All right.
This is definitely the year of collaboration.
Right.
Sure.
It is. It's the year for collaboration. And you know what? Collaborating with, and I said this in the YouTube video, but in all reality, statistically proven, a lot of the businesses that started with the PPP funding and SBA funding, they're going to fail this year because that was a once in our lifetime thing. We're not going to see that much funding ever again, right? So they believe, these new CEOs and I call them the pandemic business owners, right? They believe that running the business is having money and being on Instagram.
Trend riders.
No, it's not easy, and this is going to be the year.
You think you could just set up shop because you got the money? Do you understand it's bigger than just having money?
It's bigger than just that, and there's something I believe this year they're going to learn that. This year in 2023, you're going to have to put that work in, and you're going to have to nurture your clients if you know what that is. So if you don't know what that is, that's a whole nother conversation. If you don't know what that is, then honestly, your competition that you were worried about because they got all these followers, it's going to fail. So collaborating with those businesses and actually, even if you have to, offer to pay for their leads, right? Pay for their client list and reach out to them, do a collaboration, so that way it's not feeling like a competition. And then now it makes you feel better, right? Because the person that you thought that was outshining you and things like that, their business has failed, but now you were able to actually help them out, still help them sustain and leverage off of your own competition, right? So this is the year to put in that work, and running a business is not easy at all. Let's go on to these questions here, okay? Bring out my handy dandy. There is an article out here. I do love to, do some research and stuff. So this article comes from McKinsey & Company's article, right? The Black brands. It says Black brands make up 2.5% of revenue in the business industry, right? Only 2. And yet Black consumers are responsible for 11.1%, 11%. Of the total beauty spending. That's crazy. So we're only representing 2.5% of us in the beauty industry, but we make up 11% of the income with the beauty.
All the money.
You understand? So in your opinion, what is the reasons why we spend so much in the beauty industry instead of actually, taking the potential of making that multi-billion dollars? It's $1 billion industry.
It is $1 billion.
It's $1 billion. The beauty industry is crazy.
Like a $500.
Yeah, 500. Yeah.
So this is a very layered conversation, right? Like we can literally talk for hours. On this conversation, but just to keep it simple, it boils down to those systemic barriers, right? There's not enough of us in the market, but part of those barriers is that conditioning mindset to our people. Right. And so people are operating in fear instead of operating in faith.
In faith, and with courage.
And so we have so much talent within our community, so much creativity within our community, so many people that have it. Like, you got it, sis. You got it, bruh. You got it. Now you have to get past that.
Right.
I got it, but.
It's the but.
Remove the but.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that, but only if.
Yeah, and.
But let me wait. Scratch all of that. Just do it. And a lot of times people are stuck on fear and they don't go past the idea phase.
Right.
And that's what hinders us. And so that's why you have so many people buying into beauty opposed to creating and developing all of these beauty products. You know how many people I talk to with all of these ideas, but they haven't even got it off of their notepad?
Right. They haven't even put it on the notepad.
Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know, like, an idea is cool, but what are you going to do with that idea?
Time to execute.
And so that's why that's part of the reason why we have so many people buying into the beauty industry opposed to actually thriving in the beauty industry because of fear, the conditioning mindset of our people, because of the systemic barriers that are put in place when we double back and we talk about the opportunities and allocating resources. Some of those resources we don't know about. Some of those resources we don't know how to find. We don't know how to allocate resources. Some people don't even know what the fuck that phrase means.
Right. No, seriously. The education in our
resources.
Yeah, the education
they probably
is
about
low.
to Google right now, like, what is allocating resources? Because guess what? I was you.
Yeah,
I had to figure out, well, what the fuck is allocating resources? And it sounds like, now that I know, I'm like, well, duh.
Yeah,
it sounds exactly the way that it is described. You know, on the basic layer. But that's what I'm saying. On the basic level. Unfortunately, we have been deprived of educating. Education. Educating ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And so when education is scarce in our community, it's the know-how. Yeah. People don't know how to get through that one layer to get to the next. And sometimes people feel like they need a mentor, or you feel like you need all of these different things. Yeah. You don't need a business coach. You don't need like, education is vital. Yeah. I encourage you to continue to educate yourself, learn something new every single day, but do that shit blind. Like, do that shit
just do it
ignorantly.
Yeah, just do it.
You're not going to know everything. It's certain things, like, I promise you, I just do shit. I honestly do shit and it works out. Yep. My best advice, do that shit.
Just do it.
Think about it long enough that it makes sense. You've looked at it from different angles, perspectives, right? Make it make sense. If it makes sense enough, do that shit. Don't think about it so long that self-doubt and fear and all of these different layers that's blocking you from from going all the way in. Like, don't let that stuff settle in and get in the way of your greatness. Right. And so that's that. Because like I said, we can have that conversation for years.
Well, to add on to that, the best slogan ever, $1 billion slogan, is just do it. Just do it. Which is Nike, right?
Just do it.
There's a reason why
it's for real.
It's for real, for real.
Just do that shit.
And you're right. A lot of people don't know about these different words and phrases. The education in the Black community is can be very low, right?
And even that will stop people from filling out an application.
Yep. Not understanding the verbiage.
Intimidated by the verbiage.
Yeah.
Like, don't let verbiage scare
Google
you.
that.
Google it.
Okay, Google it. Google the word that you don't understand and don't feel any type of way because you don't know it at the time. You're not supposed to, right?
Yeah. Ask questions. It's okay to ask. If you don't know, ask questions so that now, next time when it comes up, Right. Like, I think it's ignorant to not ask questions.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Like, we're not born with all the knowledge.
No,
Nobody knows everything. No, I don't care if you're Bill Gates. Yeah. Nobody knows everything.
Bill Gates
He's still learning too. You know what I'm saying?
Elon Musk don't even cannot tell you.
Exactly. Like, I don't care how brilliant you are. I don't care how book smart you are. A whole bunch of book smart people. I'm around them every single day. They lack common knowledge. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's always something for you to learn. Right. So I encourage you to just learn every single day and just do it. Right. As far as another conversation in terms of why we have so many people, what is it?
Like spending money more than making money in the beauty.
People we like to spend money.
We do.
Our community, we love to spend money. We love to show that we have it. We love to show that. But we're just really big on, like, we're trendsetters. Yeah. And I'm so happy you said that word, because listen, in that industry, or in any industry, right, we need more Black innovators, right? Yeah. And like you're saying, a lot of us do just buy in, right? For example, we get vendors and we just buy into something that's already. But if you have an invention of making
something that's grand, right? Washing our hair, that's so convenient, a convenient way to wash our hair, a convenient way to put on lashes, things like that, convenient way to wash your lashes, stuff like that. If you're an innovator and you have a great idea,
innovative mind,
do it, because we don't have enough innovators in our community, seriously. And I believe that they are working in fear, because it's the fear of, I have this good product, I know exactly how it can work, I know how to engineer it, and I have a prototype already in my garage, but I'm so afraid to bring it out, because the other opposer, they're going to take my idea.
But this is the thing. What competition? People be like, oh, your competition is doing this. Mm-hmm. Oh, your competition is doing that.
What competition?
And I be like, oh, that's so amazing. That's so great. What competition, sis?
Right.
I don't have no competition. And I know that sounds like whatever, right? I don't have any competition, because what's for me is already mine.
Amen.
You can't take my clients.
Yeah.
You can't take my customers, because how I pour into my people looks different than how you pour into yours.
I had to learn that.
If you pour into yours.
Yes, I had to learn that. And I'm so happy you said that. And that really makes me feel good, because I'm the one, right, that didn't have that confidence that you have right now. I'm the one that would go through Instagram, that would go through different YouTube channels and compare myself, right? And so I stopped doing that. But in the midst of that, I found a creative way to just kind of get out of that, right? And so I just started DMing these women directly, like, hey, girl, I'm jealous. I'm sorry, but I'm jealous. I'm envious, honey. Really? And you know what's so interesting? And
you did that for real?
I'm not gonna lie. Some of them are smart. And listen, and the women, I love the sisterhood amongst the entrepreneurs, because the Black women, they would DM me back and say, listen, you don't have to be, to be honest with you, I don't have my shit together. Like, and they will be honest. Like, they will be so honest. And I've been able to meet some really amazing women, and I've actually gained them as my client now, because of me being completely honest. Now I don't compare myself. I don't, because my mom also told me that too. Like, Shelbie, whatever is for you is for you. Nobody can talk to your clients like how you do. Nobody can do what you do, even though it can be 1,000 grant writers out there, whatever.
It's not going to matter.
Exactly.
Because the hearts that you touch are meant for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't even matter. It could be 1,000 lash techs out here. It can be 1,000 women providing beauty services. It can be a million beauty specialists. But what makes you you?
Right.
How do you speak to the people that are listening to you?
Right.
What lives are you impacting?
Right.
You know
right. And the information, we're sharing.
Everybody can't impact lives the same.
Yeah.
Everybody who's speaking, they're not meant to. They shouldn't talk. They should really just be quiet. It's a lot of specialists out here on social
experts, honey. Experts.
Honey, and it's like, what skin in the game do you really have besides the fact you hired a really great videographer?
Thank you.
They cut the film real good. They put the words in the perfect.
A charlatan they are.
That music's fire.
Girl, the edits is fire, ain't it?
Specialist at pretending.
Yeah. So charlatans.
Like, don't be jealous. It's a lot of clowns out here.
Charlatans, scam artists, con artists.
Of scheming and scamming, and the only thing I can say is just do you.
Yeah.
And thrive in your greatness. If you're great, you're not gonna fall off.
Right.
You'll have some roadblocks, yes. You'll take some L's, yes. It's
supposed to be
But the people who are really great, the people who are really impactful, the people who are really ordained to do it, you're going to see at the finish line.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. It's money for everybody. People going to make money off of scheming and scamming, right? But the people who are really, really living in their divine purpose and really doing it, and they're not riding a wave or riding, a trend?
Right, trend, yeah.
Those are the ones that you're going to see long term.
You're absolutely right. I posted something like that on Instagram the other day or yesterday, and I was like, you guys, in your business, you can't just buy a webinar, because this is what the new experts are, right? The new business coaches. You can't just buy a webinar watch that webinar for a week and now you're an expert. No. It is the business longevity that brings experience. It is the experience that brings wisdom. Yeah. And with that wisdom, now you can say, I'm an expert, I'm a coach, and you can teach others. But until you have, and I say at least 5 years or more of experience, I'm talking about actually failing and coming back up out of it, then you can start teaching, and then you can start reaching out and start, you know, doing education and becoming an expert. But until then, you guys are just getting your feet wet.
I know, and that's why like people come to me all the time, like, why don't you do an ebook, and why don't you do this, and why don't you do all this trendy shit, right? And I'm just like, I don't want to. That's not I do. I don't want to do that shit. That's for Instagram famous people. And no shade to anybody. If you make a living off of social media and you've mastered that shit, like kudos to you. I want to be like you when I grow up, but I don't. But I'm just saying, like,
I get it. Yeah,
what's for me is for me. I'm not. Eventually, maybe I'll do an ebook of some sort. I don't know what that looks like, but don't rush me into doing something that's
because it's trending,
right? Because that's not authentic to who I am. Right. If I'm going to say I'm a specialist and I'm going to teach you and show you, I want to really show you some shit. Yeah. I want you to take from me some real wisdom, some real knowledge, some real know-how, and really be able to apply that information and it really be beneficial to your end goal, and not just something to make a quick $1,000, $4,500, $6,000 off real quick. Oh, I'm eating. Yeah. Let me show my life off. Yeah. I'm not interested.
A lot of that going on. Like a lot of get rich quick schemes, right? Is what I call it. Which even if it's not a scheme, but it is a scheme, because it's a lot of what we're going through right now is as entrepreneurs, as on the digital side, they are taking the ebooks and just slapping their own logo on it, and boom, I'm selling this this digital product.
Though. You're selling that, but what you fail to realize is you're selling insecurities. You're selling a dream that doesn't exist because you don't realize the impact that it has on people who are listening and who are following you. That's why you have so many people who are followers. You know, more people in the world are followers than leaders, right? Like, what's the statistic number? I can't remember.
85%.
Something crazy,
and I'm on it.
Right.
I'm on it. 85% follow.
So if you got 85% of people who are followers, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is
only a handful of us.
What's the ratio for the mental health illness? Right? Like, I'm not here to pretend. I don't know all of the logistics. I don't know the analytics, whatever, the numbers, right? But we know mental health is at an all-time high. Yeah. And so if you are selling a dream, constantly selling a dream, like, all you have to do is this, and you'll be rich tomorrow.
That's not true. That's
all you have to do. This Airbnb, let me show you, right? And it's cool. Some of that stuff does work. I'm not discrediting anybody. The people who do it right, kudos, like, y'all the shit. Yeah. But I'm talking about the ones who are just in it for the money. They don't have any passion behind it. They're just in it to get rich real quick, and then they out and they on to the next thing. It's a lot of people who've been exposed for scheming people, for marketing and all kind of things. And it's just like, people are really looking at you because they're trying to survive right now. Don't feed them anything. Give them something that they can really take on and they can share with their children. And it's a generational blessing. Right. Not a generational curse. Right. What are we doing? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Tighten up.
Yeah. And that is a lot of that going on. I'm so happy that you said that. And a lot of people do need to know that that's not cool. Yeah, it's not. That's not. And you just putting out that, you just pushing that agenda and you just mixing it up. And to be honest with you, in this Jordan year, 2023, by the end of this year, they're going to be weeded out, honey. They're going to be weeded out. So we don't even have to worry about it. We will find out that y'all wasn't really real. You know what I mean?
Like I said, I met you in person, right? And it was your stage is what I want to call it. That your presence is what really, the presentation that was magnetic for me. Thank you. But tell me, like, why did you decide to do more in-person customer service versus going completely digital online? Like, majority of the women that's in your industry, especially with lashes, hair, things like that, they all go digital. Yeah. So why didn't you go completely 100% digital?
Well, one thing's for sure, two things for certain. D2C is unmatched. Direct to consumer is unmatched.
Unmatched.
It's unmatched. How I'm able to connect with the people that support my brand. When we talk about people wanting to get to know the face behind the brand, I'm not afraid to be on stage. I'm not afraid to work the field. I need to be able to work the field and see what's going on with my company so that when I bring other people in to run it for me, you can't sell me anything.
Right.
You can't sell me anything. I know the type of customers that I'm dealing with, the demographics. I'm aware of that, despite where we pull up and we pop out.
Right.
And I want to connect with as many of those spirits as I possibly can because culture is real. I think it's important for you to be a part of the culture of your brand and create the culture for your brand so that when other people come in, they understand it and they know how to operate it when you're no longer there.
Right.
And so when I leave and I hire, managers and supervisors and, assistant techs, they understand how I get down and I expect nothing less.
Right.
And so, and then too, like my customers expect nothing less.
Right.
They know
the culture.
when Zakiyaa's there, this is how we have fun. We're inviting. Our energy is light. We wear all white. So you already know we keep it pure.
Pure.
You know what I'm saying? We're real people and we want you to feel that. We want you to understand that. We want the experience is everything. And I want you to experience something beautiful every time you step on, the Flair stage or you come and you support us in any kind of way. I want you to understand that the energy is real and that we want you here. We give a damn about you. We're not just here to sell you lashes. I have no desire to sell you. My whole goal is to educate you on everything. The product is going to sell itself. It's great. You know what I'm saying? The quality, 100. You know what I'm saying? They're going to look phenomenal, but it's really about educating people on what looks best with your eyes, like what lash looks better on your eyes, what lash is of your energy, of your aura, because your personal identity plays a huge role in finding your lash identity. So when you come into Flair, it's not just about selling the product. It's actually not about selling the product at all. Really, it's really about providing a service, providing an experience. Because like I said, when I got started, I had a horrible experience, which motivated me to provide you or to provide my consumers or my customers or my clients, even my staff, with an experience that feels like home, that feels like healthy, that feels like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. They understand me. They get me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm safe here. You know what I'm saying? I can be free. I can be me. And I can indulge in self-care without feeling, you know what I'm saying? The pressure of just like real life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like
you have
that.
An opportunity to step away and step into your greatness, step into your flair when you come aboard.
For sure. This year is very important for you to actually work in your field, right? Like you have to do that in order for you to create that culture, that customer. I don't know what they call it, but I guess work. It is a culture.
It's a culture.
And when I'm coaching, right, some of my clients, I always tell them like, you want to build a community, right? That's what I mean by that. So you can that community will understand your culture, will understand. That is very important. Yeah, for sure.
No, we have fun. We play music. We have fun. We're dancing. We have theme days.
Feel good.
It's feel good. Like anytime you come to Flair, anytime you step into Flair, you step into your Flair, you're going to feel good. Exactly. So rather that's putting your eyelashes on or you coming to see us at a pop-up, you're going to feel great. You're going to look amazing. You know what I'm saying? And all of that, you're just going to exude Flair.
Right.
And Flair is unique to you. So my Flair looks different than your Flair. Your Flair looks different than mine. My Flair is loud. My Flair is bold. My Flair is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like my Flair is powerful. What defines your Flair? What does that look like to you? How does that feel? You know what I mean? And that's what it's really about.
And so with that, how do you actually, market that? Because now we know the reasons for why you do. And I know, you don't have to tell us all your marketing secrets, but I gotta know, because when I met you, the stage was staging, okay? The stage was okay. This was like the Grammys in the mall.
Okay. Well, so, marketing strategy 1.
Yeah. Okay.
We pull up and we pop out.
Right.
We always want to give you a tangible experience. So that's very important.
That is very.
I understand that online presence is important, especially because we're in such a AI world. Right?
Yeah, digital world for sure.
Yeah, digital world. It's so important. You almost can't even exist without online
internet and presence. Yeah.
And so one thing that I've really embodied is just when I say stepping into my flair, really stepping back into who I am at my core, and I have a dance background. And so I've been dancing hip-hop, African dance since the age of 9.
Really?
Yeah, like we travel, we dance all around the city. We did Showtime at the Apollo. So I have that love for dance and that love for music. And so what I do, what I'm doing right now is just incorporating my passion and my love for music, my love for art and dance, and I'm incorporating that through my brand.
Oh.
And so you'll see me like you'll see me dance and promote my product at the same time. We recently just did a promo, literally like last week. We're going to be launching right in time for Valentine's Day. I'm so excited.
Yes.
But we're paying big respect to the great, talented Sierra. I hope she don't hate me.
No.
And I hope she love me. I hope I don't get sued.
She's so sweet, though.
But I'm paying respect. It's all about respect and just greatness, talent, art. And she did this video and this song called I Bet.
Oh, honey.
I bet you start loving me.
Right.
I
love that song, yeah.
As soon as I start loving somebody else. But what that means for me is like as soon as I start loving myself, you're going to see that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to feel it. Yeah.
And guess what? You're going to start loving me. You're going to start appreciating
I
me
bet.
when it's too late. I bet.
I bet. Yeah.
I bet. And I bet I make you a believer because you ain't believe in the love that I had for me and the love that I was pouring into you when you had an opportunity to love on me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so this current collection is all about feelings, right? Being in your feelings, tapping into your emotions, right? Feeling every feeling, leaning into every layer of your life and really just being unapologetic for feeling those feelings and being who you are and experiencing these different experiences as a girl, as a human, as a non-binary individual, as a person as a whole. So rather it be, you know, you're coming out of a relationship or you're just dealing with some you know what I'm saying? Trauma, some things that maybe had nothing to do with an ex from the past, but it had everything to do with, you know, some childhood trauma. Whatever that trauma looks like to you, whatever those emotions and those feelings that you've been experiencing and you're trying to get familiar with, or you're just trying to come out of, or you're just trying to fall into, whatever it is you're experiencing, I just want you to know that it's okay.
It's okay. I want you to
feel all of those feelings because you're supposed to. And you're human. And so this collection is called the Feels Collection for that reason.
This is dope. Well, tell us where we could get, because you have some lashes here, right? And I, if you don't mind passing me one of them, I got to see this in person.
Okay, so this one, can you guys see? I'm actually going to open it.
Yeah.
This one is called Therapy Isn't Working. Can you see that?
Therapy isn't working, honey.
Because sometimes that shit don't be working.
Let me see this. Okay, I understand. So sometimes it's a scam.
Sometimes it just don't be working. And it's not that it's not working, but you are human. So sometimes, you know, you do all of this healing. You go through all of these emotions and you break through. But then you find yourself right back in that little corner like, damn, I'm feeling this again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or damn, I put myself in this position yet again. Didn't I learn from the first time? Like, therapy ain't working.
Yeah, therapy ain't working.
But it's working, it's
working. Yeah, it's a challenge.
So be patient with yourself. You know, therapy sometimes feels like it's not working. So that was the inspiration for that.
I love this. You know, this, first off, the setup is amazing, okay? And you have notes in here.
Yeah.
And can I read it?
Yes, please read it.
So the note here says, be courageous enough to stand in your truth. Live, breathe, and blink with full flair. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That is amazing. Girl.
Little affirmation for y'all.
Yes.
And I have one that that people really, really love. Let me figure it out. Okay. So listen, so people really love this one, right?
Okay.
The style is beautiful. I'll show you the style.
Okay.
It's very pretty. It's very bold. It's like a short, medium length, not too long.
Okay.
But it's called Dating is Professionally Ghetto.
Dating is professionally ghetto.
Dating is professionally
and you
ghetto.
know what? That is true. That's true. That's
so true. And so people are like, every time they see this lash or read it, right? They're like, oh shit, that's so true. Like everybody can relate to that. Yeah. But what that looks like for you is different. So for me, it's more like, this shit is so ghetto. It doesn't matter what caliber of man that you're dealing with.
It's ghetto.
What level of success you have accomplished, have achieved, whatever. If you're in the dating world, right? Because I'm business all day, right?
Right.
So my daytime fun is business brunches. I'm chatting with girls who killing the game.
Yeah, like-minded.
Who got their ish together. And so we're often networking with men who got their ish together, who's killing the game, who's, doing their thing in business, right? But then you got on the flip side, they're like, I'm single, but I still got a wife and kids at home.
It's ghetto.
That's ghetto.
It's
what?
Ghetto.
What are you talking? You're not single, my guy. Like, file for a divorce all the way.
Yeah.
Don't just partly do it. Or you have, wait a minute. Or you have just professional liars.
I'm going to just drink on that.
They're so good at just fucking lying. It sounds like this shit is professionally ghetto. Like, we're in business, we're doing business, we're killing it. We look good together.
Yeah, we do.
But if you pull back them layers,
it's ghetto. It's unorganized, unorthodox.
You be like,
it's just a mess.
Who raised you?
No, for real. So dating is ghetto. Make sure you get you some of that. Okay? If you're feeling that, get you
Dating is professionally ghetto. We have therapy isn't working. And then there's one that's called For Clarity's Sake. And it's one of those things, like, as a woman, you're going through all of these emotions, or you're dating a guy and he has all of this trauma, or he has all of these barriers that's preventing him from opening up to you and, it becoming a safe space for the both of you, right? And, guys are tougher than females.
Yeah.
And it's just like, for clarity's sake, I'm not her.
Yeah. For clarity's
I'm not her.
Look, for clarity's sake, you gotta bat the eyes.
For clarity's sake.
Yeah.
So it's different things that could be used in so many different terms, in so many different ways.
Yeah,
right?
Seriously.
And so on the flip side, it can also be like, well, for clarity's sake, where do we stand? Because these 30-minute responses, hour in a day or in a month responses are not working for me. So for clarity's sake, what's really good?
What's up?
What's really going on? So you just go through all of these different emotions and these different experiences, dealing with these different spirits and these different soul ties,
characteristics,
right? And I do have a lash. It's called Soul Ties. It's very popular. It's within the Fields collection. But you're dealing with all of these different soul ties, and you have all these different experiences, and you just trying to break through and figure out, like, what's really going on. You ain't crazy, sis.
You not crazy. You get you some lashes so you know you ain't crazy, okay?
And because of that, we just wanted to make sure that we launched a line that was just rang true to most people, that we can relate to a lot of our customers and a lot of our supporters, like, just to let you know, like, we're all human.
We're all human,
and we're all right in this human layer together. You're not by yourself, sis. I'm confused too sometimes. Therapy ain't working for me either. Dating is professionally ghetto. Just because I'm cute and I got a bag don't mean he ain't an asshole.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Things like that.
Shit happens.
Yeah, you're right.
And so that's what it's about. It's exciting.
I love this. I love everything about this, y'all. This is mine, okay? But get you some, okay? Where can we,
Flare Lashes.
FlareLashes.com.
FlareOnline.com is where you can find all of the lashes.
Click the link.
We will be launching the Fields collection right in time for Valentine's Day. Right. So make sure you guys stay connected, stay tuned. We're going to be launching our big promo, paying respect to my girl, Sierra. So can y'all please tell her, don't hate me.
Make sure you tag her.
But
tag her in this video.
Tell her. Show us some love. We love her. It's all out of respect and just,
bow down to a queen.
Recognize queens, and we appreciate her for just giving us something to just create with. You know what I'm saying? It was very motivating to just circle back around. It's an old song, but it rings so true to now.
Yeah, it rings a lot of bells right now. Listen, I was playing that all day in my makeup.
girl. So I really do appreciate you, seriously. And I really do appreciate the time that we shared here, okay? The vibe. This was definitely beautiful. You know, off camera, we're going to talk. But you guys can always follow my good friend here, okay? And you want to get you some good lashes, sis, all right? You don't want to be out here just looking crazy, okay? So pick the lashes that best represents you, okay? Make sure you click the links down below so that way you can go ahead and take on your Valentine's Day sale.
Right. So we're going to be showing you guys like a little briefer of our promo. We're going to attach the link at the bottom of this.
Exactly. So you guys, if you've enjoyed this video, okay, because I'm so happy that you made it to the end. So if you've enjoyed this video, enjoyed our time, okay, make sure you like, share this video, comment down below, all right? Any questions that you might have for, you know, Miss Zakiyaa here or for me. And then make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I have a lot more interviews like this one and more to come this year, okay? But listen, I really appreciate you. Seriously. This was everything for me.
It was everything. Okay. I appreciate it.
Yes.
We meant for me.
Okay, for sure. Okay. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. All right, me and Zakiyaa, we're gonna talk. Okay, so talk about putting these lashes on.
Make sure y'all follow me on my personal.
Yes.
Which is Zakiyaa Jada. That's Z like zebra. Don't get messed up. No, ZAKIYAAJADA on Instagram, and then Flare Lashes is the business page. That's PHLARELASH.
Yes, definitely. Make sure you follow my good CEO boss friend over here. Thanks so much for watching. I will talk to you guys soon.